guys, so I am here with Dr. Raquel as promised. I am actually a client of hers, and I personally had such a great experience, which is why when some of you came to me with questions, I figured it'd be best to come here and talk to the expert herself. So I have a lot of your questions here today. A lot of them are specifically around Botox, so we can get into lots of the Botox conversations and some about a lot of questions around hydrofacials.
Okay.
Yeah, so the first one I got here is, what is the right time to come in for a Botox consultation?
Well, the consultation can be simply just a 5 to 10 minute discussion about Botox, where to put it, what are your concerns, is it for smile lines around the eyes, on your forehead, between the eyebrows. You would want to just know not to massage the area for 1 week after. So
what about like washing your face and stuff? That's all fine, right?
That's normal everyday skincare is fine. It's just the rubbing as if you were massaging the area. We just discourage that because we don't want the filler to migrate or move. Lastly, if you exercise or need to do any strenuous activities for that day, you would want to get that done first and then come for your consultation / procedure.
Right. And then the next day, is it okay to go work out? Like, how long should you wait after?
The next day, you're free to go work out.
Okay.
You don't have to worry too much about that. Just the day of is really the main concern.
Okay, perfect. And just so people understand, what is the difference between baby Botox and Botox? Because I got a lot of questions about that.
Yes. So baby Botox, it sounds cute. Whenever we use facial Botox, cosmetic Botox, we do use tiny amounts with a small little syringe. I think what people come to know as baby Botox is Botox that's delivered through a apparatus called Aquagold, where it's just delivered under the skin. It's just superficial.
Okay.
It can help with fine lines, especially around the under eye area, on the forehead and around the eyes as well. Traditionally, Botox is injected into the muscle, so that's where it's going to affect the contraction of the muscle, and that's what people come for. Generally, people come for Botox for.
Yeah.
Baby Botox implies that the Botox is just delivered under the surface of the skin.
Got it.
So that's the difference between the two.
Yeah. And just for everyone's knowledge, I mean, I personally tried baby Botox here, and it was when I first discovered, like, my first wrinkle, I think it was 2 years ago, and it vanished. Like, it literally vanished for me. How often, if some people have similar cases or similar situations, how do you have to upkeep that? Like, how often would you need to come back?
So Botox generally will have a lifetime expectancy of about 3 to 4 months.
Okay.
Some people will notice it lasts longer, and some people will notice they need to re-inject sooner.
Yeah.
It depends on the individual. It's hard to really gauge that. If you use your facial muscles a lot, then you will probably want to re-inject sooner. So anywhere between 3 to 6 months is generally a good expectancy for Botox.
Got it. Okay, perfect. I know there was questions about some side effects, so let's stick to the Botox first, because then we can go with the microneedling. What are, if any, are there any side effects from Botox?
So side effects can range from mild redness and swelling to the injection site area, which tend to subside after an hour or two.
Okay.
Bruising can happen. I try to be very careful and not cause bruising. There's definitely do not inject zones when we do Botox as an injector.
Yeah.
There are areas that I know not to go, which can affect movement, like raising eyebrows or frowning. So people will sit in my chair and say, I want movement, but I want softer look. I want some of these harsh lines.
Like, you don't want to feel frozen. Like, you don't want to feel frozen. Yeah.
So that's straightforward to me. I know what to do in those cases. But then I do have a select few people who will come in and say, I want to be frozen. I don't want movement. So that's a very different look, obviously. So it's nice to have that discussion, and we go over that during the consultation.
Got it.
I do men and women.
Okay, that was another question. They were asking if men can get Botox. You can.
You can, and you should. Men will generally need a little bit more than women. Men have stronger muscles in the forehead and between the eyebrows. And men really enjoy it. It's a slightly different pattern that I will use for a man, because women like when eyebrows move and there's lift and flare and you know, but men tend to not like that so much. So it's just a slightly different variation of the placement of the Botox. But men will likely need a little bit more to achieve the same result, just because they have bigger, stronger muscles.
Yes, no, that makes sense. Yeah, I totally get that. Perfect. Okay, so let's move into hydrofacials now, because there's a lot of questions here about that. I don't think a lot of people have tried it before. So I guess we'll start with a more general question. What's the difference between like a traditional facial that we're all kind of used to getting? Like it's, you know, for me, I think I go every about 6 or 7 months, I get like a clean, regular signature facial. What's the difference between that and a hydrofacial?
So the hydrofacial is actually a machine. Your esthetician uses that machine during your hydrofacial. There's the cleansing that goes on. Your esthetician looks at the skin carefully, decides with you what kind of skin you have, what type of issues you have. The hydrofacial machine, there's a little wand that's attached to the machine, and this wand can provide some gentle exfoliation, so there's some suction and removal of the dead skin on the surface, which is not as easily done during a traditional facial. So this is more of a mechanical vacuuming or suction on the surface of the skin. The hydrofacial is also used to re-infuse serums back to the skin. So little vials of serums, depending on what your issues are, if it's acne prone skin, if it's aging skin that just needs some peptides or some growth factor, or if it's very sensitive skin, we can use other things that contain vitamins and minerals, or a combination of these things that can be put back onto the surface of the skin. Your esthetician will then provide a nice gentle massage, which is excellent. As you know, traditional facials do have that aspect. But so does our hydrofacials. So we have 3 different kinds of hydrofacials. We have the signature hydrofacial, the deluxe, and I can't remember the other one. But it just depends on the length of time that your facial will run for. So it generally will start at 35 minutes, give or take, for the signature facial, and then it will go to 45 minutes, and then there's an hour-long facial. It depends on the length of time. And the prices vary, but your first hydrofacial, you'll get $50 off. So normally the signature hydrofacial goes for $199. And your first one will be $50 off of that.
And that's for the 30-minute.
That's for the 30-minute facial. And we do offer discounts on package pricing, so buy 3 or 6 or even more, and you get further discounts on the hydrofacials.
Got it. Yeah, I know. I remember I came here right before, I think it was like a week before a trip, and I remember like when I got up and looked in the mirror, my skin was like literally radiating. Like there was like a little cup, I remember, when they were suctioning everything out. Like I could see all the gunk that was coming in there, and that's what you mean, right? So like extracts everything out, and once the skin's like completely clean, it's like infusing all of these nutrients and these things that your skin's lacking, right?
Correct. And that's the best time for these nutrients to be reinserted or put on the skin, because now it can penetrate.
Got it. Yeah.
Prior to that, there was dead skin, there was something blocking that penetration.
It's not going to get into the pores and where you need it.
That's correct. And so yes, your skin will glow, you will look your best. It's great to do for a quick girls' night out or a date.
Yeah.
Or a weekend getaway, because you're makeup ready. It's something you can do without much planning.
Got it.
Just call us. We'll fit you in if we can. We do other things here as well, microneedling, other skin tightening treatments that you may need a couple, 3 days prior to a bigger event.
Yeah.
Before, to plan it. But the hydrofacial, you're makeup ready, you're in, you're out, it's relaxing. Everyone should do it,
Okay.
men and women.